Well, welcome to our Lenten Bible studies, and today's is for Friday, week 2 of the Lenten studies on the 21st of March. And this was written by James Catford, who was very much involved with the Bible Society, and he wrote this in 2008. So with many of these readings, we're looking at them in a context of a different time, but still very relevant, because he's writing about doorways of grace. And he says, when William Wilberforce, the key founder of the Bible Society and the champion of the abolition of slavery, said he wanted to make goodness fashionable, he was talking about a vision of society shaped by the Bible he loved. Joey's in the background preening herself, but she's fine. But if you look at the books and prayers that he wrote, you will see that he also seized by the idea of a need for transformation, but not just transformation, an inner transformation, which is being called a renovation of the heart. So alongside making goodness fashionable, the author would like to put making virtue possible. And this is where spiritual discipline comes in. Now, there are lots of ways that we can practice spiritual discipline, even in the workplace. Take prayer, for example. Whilst the author was working in a busy publishing office, he would try and get in early and grab himself a coffee. Sitting for a few minutes before the start of the day, he'd cup the cup with both hands around the mug as an act of relinquishment. And in doing that, he would have his time of confession and supplication. At other times, he'd volunteer to make coffee for the team, knowing that he could take then some time to reconnect with God whilst the kettle boiled. Or he'd take the stairs rather than the lift and enter the shortest prayer walks ever, just to orientate the working world towards the one who holds all things together. These little disciplines seem awkward at first, like getting into the car and not, horror of horrors, turning the radio on. This was devastating for him because he started to experiment with silence. But habits, let's call them holy habits, only take 3 months to form, and often less. After this time, it actually becomes harder not to do them. It's a bit like cleaning your teeth. You would have to concentrate pretty hard not to get out of bed in the morning and head to the bathroom. Anyone else can learn this? He shares these examples not to show off, and he actually still feels big time, don't we all, but to demonstrate that the spiritual discipline can be brought into the everyday. Washing up when the children are all headed out the door can become a time with God. Holding a sleeping child in a moment for contemplation, walking, cycling, painting, going to sleep at night, waking up in the morning, are all moments of grace where we can at least start to make time to find God. Or perhaps we should say more accurately, making time for when God can find us. Now that's worth getting out of bed for, isn't it? And a verse from St. Luke's Gospel, chapter 9. Master, it is good for us to be here. And a prayer. Lord, open our eyes, and we shall behold your glory. Lord, open our ears, and we shall hear your call. Lord, open our hearts, and we shall know your love. Lord, open our lives, and we shall reveal your glory. Amen.